What's up YouTube? This is your boy G back with another video. Today's the day, I'm gonna create my review for the most awaited, actually my most awaited series in Netflix, The Witcher. I've been waiting for this for quite some time now. I'm an avid fan of the game. I can't remember how many times I played the game. As a matter of fact, I'm still playing it as to this day. And since 2015, I've been playing this. I really love Witcher. That's like the best game of all time for me. Of course, there's a lot of other games that I really like, but Witcher has always this special spot in my heart. It's a really good game. If you haven't played that, I suggest you played it. But today we're gonna talk about The Witcher from Netflix, right? Starring Henry Cavill as The Witcher. Now, what can I say about this? I'm gonna tell you right away, I love this show from Netflix. I freaking love it. When I saw it in the trailer previously, I don't really know, what I feel about it. I already love it, but back then, a lot of other people are kind of skeptical that the armor of the Nilfgaardian soldiers aren't that good. But I know it's still early stage. They will definitely tweak it out. They'll definitely set the ambience and the environment to be awesome, which they did. If you've seen this series and you played the game, your mind will be blown away on how it's similar, on the similarities on the game. I know this story, the premise, the lore of this show from Netflix is based on the book. The lore itself is based on the book, so this is the early stage of the Witcher lore. However, I can definitely say that the environment, the sound, the battle, everything else on visual perspective of this show is based on the game. And I freaking love that about this. I think this is the best adaptation of a game. We've seen Resident Evil and some other adaptation out there that is really different or radically different, and sometimes kind of annoying because it's not for good. It's worst. But this nailed it. Really nailed it. The very first few minutes that I've been watching this, I can't remember, maybe the first 10 minutes or so, when I first hear Henry Cavill talk.
I thought you'd have fangs or horns or something.
I had them filed down. Less moaning, more details. What happened, and how can I help?
Man, I got chills in my body. It's like, what the hell? That's Geralt. That's Geralt. Whenever he calls Roach his favorite horse, his only horse, as a matter of fact, he really sounds like the Geralt in the game. I really love it. Thank you, Netflix, for doing this to us. Not changing, not radically changing, at least the experience. I'm gonna talk about a lot of things here, especially the casting and all. But first, I just really wanted to say I really love what Netflix did in visual, storytelling and the audio perspective of the series. Super awesome, super on point. Now let me talk about casting. All right, I want to talk about, of course, the acting of our characters or our actors here, like what I do in my other reviews. The ambience, the setting, the cinematography, the sound, the music score, and everything else. And finally, my ultimate verdict about this. But first, the casting. Okay, I want to talk about Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill nails this, being Geralt and all. I really love how he portrays his Geralt. He's a gift for this series because Henry Cavill is a gamer himself, and he played Witcher, multiple times, as he claims as well. He played a lot of other games. I'm pretty sure it's like batang 90s, like most of us right now. And we are gamers, consoles, PC, and everything else gamers. And Henry Cavill is the same as us. He really knows what he's playing, and that's the best thing about this, because some other actors out there, of course, they will just act. They're good actors, but Henry Cavill's acts and then portrays to be Geralt. He knows Geralt so well because he played Witcher, So he really knows how Geralt talks, and it's freaking awesome. You know, whenever he talks, I cannot portray the voice of Geralt because he's so unique. And I was surprised when I heard Henry Cavill Geralt talks like Geralt. It's exactly the same. I don't even know if they're doing post-processing or filtering, editing on his voice, because it's just really awesome. I can't explain it. It's just really good. Now let me talk about other characters though. Of course, Yennefer. First on the trailer, on the initial press media, releases, when I saw Yennefer, it's like, nah. Yennefer, nah. I love Yennefer. I freaking love Yennefer. Yennefer is my wife's favorite character in Witcher. I like Yennefer. She's super nasty, or she's super horny, I must say, not nasty. She's super horny. And Yennefer is like a powerful character that is just really charismatic, She got this long, curly, a bit wavy black hair, and this aura that whenever she arrives, you're gonna get chills, like the witch, the witch, a very beautiful witch. Now, here on the first, when I saw the trailer and even the series, when I first saw her, I was surprised. She's small and all. The personality is not that powerful, but I'm also aware of the books. I haven't really read all of the books of this one because, to be honest, I don't want to read books on a video game or on a series that I really love, because I will just compare series. I will just say, yeah, on the books it's like this, it's different like this, and I don't want to spoil my experience just because of books. Now, nothing against book lovers out there. I'm a book lover myself. However, books are unlimited. They give you limitless imagination. So if your imagination is really rich and it's really good, you can imagine a lot of good stuff, and nothing can really satisfy you. Even Netflix created a really good show, you will still say, nah, that's not like in the books. That's different, that's ugly, that's bad, because your imagination is probably better than what Netflix imagined. So that's the very reason why I don't really read books and watch a visual incarnation or a counterpart on a movie. I just choose one. If I'm gonna read a book, then just book. I will never watch the counterpart of that. If I'm just gonna watch a movie or a series, I'm just gonna watch the movie and the series. I will never read the book for that. But for the game, it's different, because a game is already visual. All right, you can already see what's happening. You can already hear the audio, the music, the background music, the battle cues, and everything else, the themes. You can see the character. So if they create a movie or a TV series as a counterpart, like what Netflix did, it's really exciting, because you see on real actors, real people, real characters, the very characters that you're seeing on your screen whenever you're playing from computer generated one into real actors, and the similarity is uncanny, and whenever that happens, it's just really exciting. That's what I love about it, and I think that's the advantage of being a gamer fan of this and then watching it, rather than being a book lover or just watching the book, never playing the game, and then watching it. However, I'm pretty sure all of us will enjoy this. Even you're a gamer, you're a book fan, or never heard of Witcher, I'm pretty sure you will love it. I really like it. Now, back on the character. The problem about Yennefer, I cannot really say it's a problem. It's actually a really good interpretation of what they had in book, because Yennefer is not really that tall on their story. Even wearing heels, she's not that tall and all. She's really a hunchback, and of course the series will just make it a little bit enticing, like a crooked witch hunchback, and with this ability and all of that, just to really put an impact to her character, that she's a witch, she's a sorceress, and she really had a rough background, and she's gonna climb from the pit or from the mud to the top. So I really love about it. if you're not that picky, you will appreciate her. And as a matter of fact, as soon as Yennefer meet Geralt, and they're having this the chemistry that I really love in Witcher game as well, the Yennefer and Geralt romance. When they had this on the show, I'm like, okay, I'm in. I'm like, I don't complain anymore. I don't not like Yennefer anymore. I love her. I love them because they already captured the essence, the chemistry of Geralt and Yennefer in the game, in the story, in the lore. And even Henry Cavill is so handsome and all on the series. The girl is, I don't really know the girl. I don't know her. Maybe she's on a different part of Hollywood or something, but I don't know her. But I really love her. She's really good actress. That I can tell you. The portrayal that she's been doing when she's Yennefer, it's not that simple. It's pretty hard. And she's doing a great job. She did a great job on that, and I love that about that. Triss. Now let me talk about Triss. My God. Let me talk about Triss. Triss Merigold is probably the best character, or my most favorite character in Witcher. I mean, at least in the Witcher game. Again, I've been playing this multiple times. I've been always romancing or talking, having Triss Merigold by my side there because she's just a really good sorceress. She wields. She possesses natural sorcery, specifically fire. She didn't really show fire here, but she knows how to manipulate fire, how to conjure fire. She's a redhead in the game at least, and in the story, even the story in the lore, she really is like a phoenix with the red hair, and she's white. She's like a brunette or like a red head, like a really pale skin with a curly red hair. But here, I don't know if the actress is black or something. It's not that black, she's just different. She got a lot of freckles, so maybe she's redhead, all right. But she's just different. When I first saw her, I was surprised when she say she's Triss Merigold. It's like, what? Okay. However, it's not that bad. All right, don't get me wrong, it's not that bad. So it's not gonna take away the experience of Witcher here. Even though she's different, it's not gonna take away the experience of Witcher here. One thing that I'm being matured enough to think about this is Netflix series, not the game. If you really wanted 100% game, then just watch the cinematics of the game, right? Now this is Witcher series. Of course, there will be differences and all, and it will be unique. It will be identifiable. You will identify the game from the series on the TV and vice versa. Triss Merigold here is not that powerful of charisma. She's not that charismatic or powerful like Yennefer, but she's like that in the game as well. Yennefer is much more powerful than her. Triss is pretty young, just kind of like popping out in and out of Geralt's story, unlike Yennefer that is really a main love interest for Witcher or for Geralt. So it's okay, no problem if you get past on your being judgmental that Triss doesn't look like that. If you get past to that and just enjoy the lore and what she brings to the table, then no problem. You'll definitely appreciate her. She's a good actress and all. She's pretty. Don't get me wrong, she's really pretty. So no problem about that. Dandelion, on the other hand, also known as Yasker here. Yasker is the real name of Dandelion. It's pretty awesome. I've been seeing a lot of what do you call this? Fan-made pictures before of Dandelion Dandelion being who's this? Johnny Depp, because they have this really similarities of a little mustache and some goatee here. However, this is an early story of The Witcher, so they're all young and all, and Dandelion's pretty young. Dandelion is essentially young. So when I saw him here wearing that trademark of his bard outfit and playing that little guitar, I don't know if that's ukulele or something, I knew it right away that he's Dandelion. When he sings, when he talks, Man, it's awesome. Dandelion here is ridiculously funny. It's like he's like Olaf in Frozen. The only difference is that Olaf in Frozen 2 just carried the entire movie alone. But here, Dandelion's really good, but then Henry Cavill, Jennifer, and everyone else is good as well. So that is super treat. Now, a lot of other characters here are minors and at early stage, of course. There's Calanthe, a serious grandmother, and all. Full test. But Siri, let me talk about Siri. First time that I've seen her in the trailer, I didn't like her as well. However, Siri or young Siri here is probably better than the Siri in the game, because Siri in the game is a little bit boyish, like a tomboy, and a really weird nose. She's not ugly, but she's just not cute. You know, she's just boyish. Probably bad design or something. But the Siri, the adult Siri there, the grown-up woman, is super awesome. I've been hoping that when they continue the series and then went into the adult version of Siri, I hope they nailed the casting for Siri, because Siri is a really, really hot, beautiful, great character in Witcher. And I hope they managed to get a really perfect casting to her, pretty much like what they did in Henry Cavill. Now let me talk quickly about the cinematography and music and such. Again, if you're a fan of the game, muy bien, muy bien. If you're a fan of the game, if you played it multiple times like me, if you explored everything else in Witcher, if you did a lot of side quests and you talked to a lot of people, did a lot of stuff, visited all of the regions, then this is a treat for you. You know, the first time that I've heard the battle theme or the music when he's fighting some monsters out there, you know, it's giving me chills right away. It's giving me chills. And then when they're building up some climactic story, and then they're playing the Witcher theme, you know, man, this is not the book. The book will not play you anything, but this is the game. This is the exact music on the game. You know, they kind of like just got it from the game, put it here, put some twists on it, and then played it right for us fans to enjoy. And I really love it. I really love it. You know, the sound of Witcher is really unique. It's not like Game of Thrones or something. So whenever you're hearing this theme or this music background from Witcher, even though the cinematography looks like Game of Thrones, like other typical fans will say, you know, it looks like Game of Thrones, when you hear it, it's unique. It will have its own identity. You know, you'll forget about Game of Thrones, it will be Witcher. And wait until you see other regions here like Skellige, Toussaint. If you get into the Toussaint and to the Temeria and all other regions out here, if they manage to recreate it here, it's gonna be awesome, I'm telling you. The cinematics of there, the cinematography of this is top notch. Netflix, you did it again, all right? You did it again. I really love this kind of cinematics or cinematography. You know, I don't know what is this. Old medieval type, right? I really love it. All of the armors, the chainmail, the heavy armor, the leather armor of the girls, and the light archer are real fantastic. It's real fantastic. The armor that Renfrey is wearing, not to mention how she battled Witcher here, it's just top notch. You know, it's just really cool. It's just really cool. Let me talk about that fighting though and the atmosphere and all. Witcher is a brutal game, all right? Definitely Geralt in The Witcher, you know, decapitates heads, everything else, not of monsters, not only monsters, but definitely humans. If you mess with Witcher, I'm gonna mess with you. You know, I've killed a lot of humans there. You just have to behave properly there, because if you're, for example, you're inside in the town and you just suddenly decapitated some guard's head or stab somebody, everybody else, every guard, every soldier of that region, of that town will attack and kill you. So you just do that on some bandits outside in the woods. But whenever Geralt does that, it's really brutal. You know, you're decapitating heads, arms, and everything else. Not to mention adding up a lot of, because Witcher is an RPG game, so you can add up a lot of powers out there. You know, he can also burn people alive or monster alive. He didn't do it here yet. I'm pretty sure in the next episode he might do it. But yeah, when I saw that here on the first time when he's in the Blaviken, because Geralt pretty much like what it calls Batusai, the Samurai X Kenshin. He got this Batusai tagging on his name, alias Butcher of Blaviken, because he killed a lot of people there, and he killed a lot of people under not really a spell of Renfrey, the first major battle that he did, but that's a milestone on his story, how he became the Butcher of Blaviken. Now, when he did it here, it's really brutal. I love it. And this is the point where you will ask yourself again, how in the freaking world Netflix is doing this? How can they decapitate head, they stab somebody in just computer generated imagery, because it's just perfect. It looks real, it's very convincing, and it's very, very effective. I really love it. Now let me talk about that 18 plus, or the gore and the sex and the nudity about this. Now, of course, Witcher is Witcher. Witcher is very, very sexual, the game. That's probably one thing, one of the reasons why Witcher is very popular. It got a lot of sex scenes, it got a lot of boobs and all. In the game, Geralt, you as playing Geralt, you will romance a lot of girls. Like, I cannot even count. I cannot even remember how many girls I romanced there. Whenever you talk to girl, you romance it, you can have sex with them. And I knew that, that's inevitable. It will happen here. And so it did. The only thing that I'm griping about this, because Witcher is really good, and I want children to also experience this, but I guess not that possible. Because like my kid, for example, a 7-year-old kid, she knows Witcher because I've been playing Witcher, and she's been watching me. She loves Geralt and Yennefer and all. So when the series in Netflix started, she wanted to sit with us and to watch the film or the series. Now she's been watching for quite a couple of minutes out here, but then it gets really brutal and then very sexual, to the point that we noticed that it's just 18 plus, it's not for kids, so you go up, and unfortunately you cannot watch it anymore. It's just kind of sad, because Witcher is really good. A lot of kids, a lot of teens will also will also appreciate it, but again, having 18 plus, then it's gonna be a big no for them. That's just a little gripe. I guess just some management. If you want the kids to watch it, then it's up to you. All right, now for my overall verdict. I love this. All right, I love this. Witcher gets a 10 out of 10 from me. You'll probably wonder, why the hell is Glenn giving Witcher a 10 out of 10? It's probably biased. You're probably correct. I'm probably biased, and I think that's my goal about this. I'm the fan of The Witcher. So if they shown this and it disappoints, and it's like it's not good, it disappointed me, it's not gonna be effective. So for this show to satisfy a Witcher fan like me, and I think that's really effective. That's the essence of being an effective show. Now, again, I have nothing against regular or people out there that haven't really watched or played or read a book of Witcher. It's good if you appreciate this series. It's really good. If you love it, that's really good. If you don't, or if you don't really find it perfect, then it's fine, because again, you're not really the fan. So a lot of story here, a lot of twist might be confusing, because one thing that I found it really funny here as well, I don't know if the director intended this or the story writer intended this, but Henry Cavill as Geralt did a lot of side quests here. It's like doing side quests, and for you unaware people, Witcher is very popular for the side quests. That's the main reason why we love Witcher. This is, I think, probably the only game that I played, and I played like hundreds of games since my childhood. This is the only game that you will really play the side quests more than the main quests. The side quests of Witcher is as good, if not probably better, on some of its main quests. And the main quest can also branch in a single, multiple, or three main quests. And that's confusing because main quest probably just one, right? You're probably gonna think main quest just one. Here it's different. It's branching, and then it's gonna be a single quest again, and then you'll have to do a lot of side quests first to do stuff. And side quests aren't really like tedious or some how do you call this? Some nuisance that you can see in other game like Assassin's Creed, for example. There's a lot of side quests there that felt obligatory, and then you don't like. I'm not gonna play that. It's just time consuming. It's just fetch side quests and all. Kill that, kill this. But here on The Witcher, that's the reason why it become popular. The side quest is ridiculous. It's just really awesome side quest. It's perfect, and this Netflix show got that as well. It's doing a lot of side quests. You don't even know it. You just felt it's just like the story, but it's actually doing side quests, and it's freaking awesome. It's freaking awesome. Now let me talk about the timeline. That's the best part of this show. That's the best part of the show. Now, of course, as a game, I'm playing the game normally. On the book also tells a lot of story from the beginning, but this I don't know, I think they had to cramp it in 8 episodes only, right? So they cannot really prolong it. However, per episode, by the way, there's 1 hour of goodness per episode. It's just 8 episodes, so I think this could be 13 or something episodes, but I believe for the recent Netflix series, it's always 8 episodes. So I don't know on their legalities or contract, whatever, but they're always releasing 8 episodes only with 1 hour each. They had to do the same on Witcher, and it's a little bit cramped, but it's good, because the intensity is always there. It's not boring. For the timeline, it's genius. It's genius. It's like, on the first episode, you're just watching, okay, all right, that you don't really know what time it is, what date it is, because they're not saying that it's before this, before that, previously on this, previously on that, or 1800 or so. No, nothing like that. They're just playing what's happening. It's like a storytelling, essentially. But and then you will realize then, for example, you're seeing like Ciri, right? Like a kid Ciri already running around trying to look for Geralt, as per the story of Witcher. And then on the other part, while you're watching it, it's like Ciri aren't even born yet, And then that's the time that me and my wife, stared each other and said, "What's happening?" Okay, it looks like the timeline is a bit off, And then you realize there that there's essentially three timelines here. Okay, Geralt doing his stuff before Kaer Morhen. That's their headquarters of the Witchers. Before he arrives there, he's doing a lot of stuff. And essentially in the first, it's just Witcher. No Ciri yet, nothing. And then there's another timeline here, story of Yennefer. And you will realize that's the oldest one. It's probably told like hundreds of years or a lot of decades before Geralt, before the other story. Because Yennefer is a sorceress or a witch, and she's really old already. If I'm not mistaken, she's already more than 100 years old, 130 years old, something like that. But she's definitely old. She's even gonna say here that she already couple of decades, older, or a couple of lifetime older than what she's supposed to be. So that's already a hint. And then there's Ciri timeline, whereas Ciri is already a kid Ciri, running around when already happened. You will realize there then that Ciri's timeline here is like the present. All right, Geralt is the next, like the middle, and then Yennefer is the older or the oldest. She's the first one. And what I liked about this series is they managed to show that, from snippets to snippets, without really you feeling jarring or confusing. It's just being shown good. And then at one point, all of those will just cross, on the finale. All of those timeline will just cross seamlessly, flawlessly, without even talking, without even saying this is the timeline, this is the timeline. Without even talking, they will cross flawlessly, and then you will realize, that's it. That's why I like that. That's why Siri is staring that. That's why it's this. And it's freaking awesome. I really love the ingenuity of that one. To the writer of this, you're freaking awesome. I don't know how you're doing this, but you just amazed me. You just amazed me. I really, really love that. All right, so again, Witcher get a 10 out of 10 from me. Just to explain, of course, nobody's perfect. Nothing is perfect. 10 over 10 for me probably seems to be perfect, right? But for me, 10 out of 10 means it's just top notch. All right, like I don't have any complaints for it. I don't. Honestly, I don't. I can always find the nitpick and all just to spoil my experience and all. But no, I'm just thankful, and I just appreciate how they created this series for us, and they nailed it. If you're talking about how to satisfy a Witcher fan, they did satisfy me, and I really, really love this show, and I've been waiting for the season 2. This actually, the only probably thing that I don't like about this, not that I don't like, is, it's Netflix, so they showed it in 8 episodes binge watch. So I had to binge watch it right away. And right now I don't have Witcher anymore to watch. I have to wait for season 2. If it's just Game of Thrones being shown every Monday or so, then it will create hype. Everybody will watch it, will talk about this. But Netflix, so they shown the one binge 8 episodes. Now it's gone. I don't have anything to watch anymore for the Witcher thing, so I had to wait. That's the only thing about it. But for me, for Witcher series, Henry Cavill, I really love how you portray Geralt here. You did an awesome job. Jennifer, she's super freakingly lustful, and being Jennifer here, she's really good. I really love this series. What a great actress. That kid is a great actress. I'm really eager to see more. So I really love Witcher in Netflix. I can't wait for season 2. If you're still doubting if it's beautiful, if it's good, believe me, it's really good. Just enjoy watching. Stop being nitpicky or anything else, then you will really enjoy it, especially if you enjoy this kind of genre. If you don't love this kind of Game of Thrones-ish, medieval type of story, then you might not like it. But for me, I love something like this. I love the game, so it's a 10 out of 10 from me. That's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Click the like button if you like this video. Comment down below, what are your thoughts on Netflix and Witcher? Do you like it as well as much as I did? Or you probably have a lot of complaints or some complaints. Just go ahead and put in the comment. Let's talk about it. Subscribe in my channel if you haven't subscribed yet. I've been reviewing a lot of other shows out there, and I'm planning to review more. So just go ahead and click on subscribe. But for now, thanks so much for watching, and see you on my next one. Peace.